Oh, hi there. It's Monday, start of a new week, ready for some Shogi Wars, 10-minute games. And that's really going to be it. There has been there's a new Tobey avatar tournament coming out, apparently. But it's one of those tournaments that I unfortunately can't really compete for. It's a rating tournament. So let's see. It's the 126th Shogi Wars Don Q. It's a 2-week event, basically. I guess, or close to 2 weeks, maybe 13 days. But you're rated, you're grouped into the class of your rating. So I'm in the Shodan class, unless I was to just use Keisha nonstop. I think there's realistically no way to get top 100. But probably not. Probably for me, not even top 1,000. But we'll see. We'll see. That's it. And other than that, Season Pass is still going. Still have that to do. Yeah. It's Ian Cannon. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. You're back home. And you're ready to enjoy. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, hopefully the gameplay will be enjoyable. Like a lot of people out there, I've been playing Silk Song, and I've been doing it pretty much as my hands will let me. I try not to overdo it with for my hands, my thumbs in particular, especially for a game like that, which is precise and lots of mechanics. And so I think I have probably across platforms a little over 11 hours maybe played. 11, 12 hours. It's hard to tell because I don't remember the last time it was one of those where it's like, okay, one more bench. Oh gosh, one more battle. And yeah. So you ordered the new Pokemon games for October. Those will probably be the only games you play anytime soon. Okay, saving up for the Pokemon Lego. Is this a Pokemon Lego game? I have not heard that. Make sure my sound is on here. Oh, okay, 3 sets. Okay, so it's Lego sets. It's not a game. That would have been an interesting game, I tell you. Because the Lego people are, or at least they used to be. The Lego people used to be top notch. I believe is it Telltale Games? I love those games. The look, the feel, the attention to detail. I think their open world game, Lego City, is what is it called? An underappreciated, really fun game. I think if it would have had 3 or 4 players, it would have been even better. But I played it some, and then my daughter and I played through pretty much the entire game, and it was just a blast. Yeah, Lego's really going all out with some of this video game tie-ins. They've got a Game Boy, they've got an Atari, but they're just sets. I don't think they play anything, but they make it very difficult to tell that on the box, if not impossible, because it looks almost like the system, and then it shows a TV, it shows the screen, it shows games. It's like, oh, so it must be playing the games, especially like, wow, this is $200. This must be an actual system. But I think it is not an actual system. I think it's just a Lego set. But that's the first time I've ever thought that Lego is kind of scummy, where as far as I could tell, we're not making it clear if what you're buying is an actual Game Boy, it's an actual Atari or Nintendo or whatever it is. But anyway, they do great stuff. And their video game people are awesome, or were. I don't know if they still are, but they were. A lot of once great software development companies sort of get infested, and then they slowly decline. Hey, Surgebringer. Okay, yeah. So they are all just sets. So all right. So 10-second here. What's rating? 10-second. I'm going to be playing 10-minute. So last week on stream, I ranked up my 3-minute. I played another game off stream, and it was against a showdown, and it was a great game, and I won, and I got a bunch of points, and then that made me stop. So similar to that discussion on the podcast, the first off-stream game I played, it was just so good, and I thought, oh gosh, I can't really do better than that. I'm just going to call it a day. Where I had planned on just kind of blasting out a bunch of games and getting the season pass knocked out, I just played the one and just left. As you can see in my 3-minute games, I'm at an 8 winning streak. So sometimes when you don't try to get a winning streak, you get the winning streak. But, yeah. So I've been playing well in those 3-minute games. I've been playing well, and when I haven't been playing well, I've been playing fast. And so I've been able to get some dirty flags or semi-dirty flags in situations, especially off stream, where I'm on mobile, especially off stream, where I'm able to just make enough moves to do it. So anyway. 3-minute or 10-minute is what we're doing here. That is, I am at 19.4% here, so I'm in the $20%, sub 20% sort of gulch. I don't know what it would be called, but either way, it's at my highest. So let's play. Played some over the board games yesterday. Good games, but I'm not pleased with them. I had trouble with Alice O. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. I had trouble with time. Big trouble with time. So before the US Shogi Championship in October, I'm going to be focusing on I'm going to be focusing to a certain extent on some of these slower time control games. Okay, so this is very similar to what I played yesterday. Okay. Hearing a beep. Okay, let's this guy up. Okay. All right. Player, it feels like they've seen this before. It definitely feels like they've seen this before. Comes up. No. Okay. And there's a follow. Floppo9, greetings. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Come up here. Misread my diagonal. Oh God. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. It's terrible. Shoot. Gosh. You know, I spend this time. You know, like I said, I play this position so often. Every day. Hey, Magic Based. Every week at the club, like at least once a week, I play this position. And I struggle with it so much. Drop the pawn. Yeah. Boy. I don't see a way to tempo it. I didn't see a way to tempo it so I can get the fork. I'm not sure if I even want to give a knight. Okay. You can take, yeah.
両取りの桂
Wow. Yeah, nice. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? 537. He's got a lot of pieces now. He's got a lot of pieces. I think he can just drop the rook. Maybe. So if he drops the rook, I'm going to come over here and check. Try to induce the take of the lance so I could drop the bishop. But he could drop the rook, and then I come up, and then he's got a knight, and then I come up, and then he's got the promotion, and I've got the gold, and then he's got a bishop. I could still run up. Okay. Hey, Foradu, nice to see you. I made a major blunder in the middle game here. In a position that I generally know pretty well. I struggle with. What can I do?
$5分
Okay. Nice. Should I do this and then take it? Yeah, let's do it. Shoot. Gosh. I think he should have just come with the pawn, right? No? No. Okay, so how can I guard? Oh, it's that pawn's already there. Shoot. That's.
$3分
I take with the lance. He can't drop the gold because. Okay. Nice. Good game.
うまく刺されましたね。
All right. Very good.
Loss.
Hey, Spinal Tap Chess. Good to see you. Great to see you. Hope things are going well. The next U.S. Championship has been announced. Let me cancel here. No. I have not beat Silk Song already. No. You sprained your ankle. Oh. So you're just sitting around watching shogi, watching some bad shogi. ShogiUSA.com has the details, magic based. Let's switch over to there. ShogiUSA.com tournaments. And the details are right there. There's an official flyer, which they just released this weekend. There's a schedule. There is, the pricing, etc., etc. And, yeah, so there's that. How did you sprain it, Spinal Tap? Just walking or, like, playing a sport? You tripped on stairs. Oof. Yeah, it's happening soon. It's in a little more than a month. Yeah, 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Little less than 5 weeks. It'll be good. I hope. I think it's going to be a whirlwind tour for me. I'll talk about this later, I assume, once we get closer and I have more of my plan down. But I might actually drive out early Saturday morning. It's about a 5.5, 6 hour drive for me. And so I may leave around 2 or 3 in the morning, drive out to the tournament, register, look around, get ready, then play. And then Sunday night, sometime like after dinner or whatever, I don't know, 7 or 8 p.m., I might drive back home. So it might be a very quick one where I just stay one night in the hotel. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a short tournament. You've only been playing the bot. Rook and Rock. Hello. You've only been playing the bot. Do you want to beat a noob for their first player game? Sure. 19-hour drive for you. Sure, Rook and Rock. You've got Shogi Wars. You've got a Shogi Wars account. We can play anytime control here on Shogi Wars. in the, well, not any, but we have lots of options in terms of custom time controls. Lee Shogi, I don't really want to play on Lee Shogi. I'm sorry, but I'm not Lee Shogi. Lee Shogi, I have a bug up my butt about Lee Shogi these days with its time control, with its improper byoyomi countdown. Or count up. Shogi Wars, yeah. Would you consider going to the tournament Magic based? Or is it maybe a little too late? It's going to be fun. I have no idea really what to expect. My expectation, you know, I have no idea what to expect. I say I know I have no idea, and then I list my expectation. But I'm in some way it feels like it might actually be stronger than the US Shogi Championship, because there won't be many sort of lighter casual players, I think, but I don't know. So it would not be surprising to me if I went there and I just lost every game, just like I said in 2024, and I had the tournament of my life. I wouldn't be surprised if I just go there and lose every single game. Things have to line up pretty amazingly for you. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, the time is tough, especially when you're in the center. You know, you're in the center of the country. So if the tournaments are either in the West Coast or the East Coast, it could be tough. It can be very difficult. So let's while we wait here, let's get another game.
あなたが後手です。
Another two dan. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Come on.
嬉しの流。
Ureshino ryu. All right, we got one of these guys. Ooh. I think I like my position here. He's got to be careful. I think right now he needs to be very careful. Yeah. Not sure what... Like, I don't think pushing this pawn is as catastrophic. Like, he doesn't necessarily get the rook trapped because he can push the pawn again. So he pushes the pawn. I get this piece up. We come up here. You made an account? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Rook and rock. Okay. Wow. What can I do? So he's looking to drop the silver. No, no. So he drops the bishop. I would take. Shoot. Come up here. Drops the silver, I come back. Okay, we're even on time. I've got to get this silver up here. I've got to open up this rook, but I think I need to make sure that I need to make sure that I'm battened down here. Like the silver has to stay defending this, so I've got to deal with this knight before I can move that silver. Okay. So now this will come with a threat. You know, this... Shite.
$7 分
Okay. Take. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, I should have probably taken with the rook. I probably should have taken with the rook. Can I drop the knight here? Or the bishop here? Bishop. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Ooh. Okay, 5-10.
$5 分
Drop a rook.
$桂頭の銀
All right. So if I go back, so I take, he takes, I drop the bishop. I could have also just taken the silver, or the knight. He's got a bishop. No, he doesn't. Wow. Let's see. Boy. There's no pawns. I don't like that. I definitely don't like that. So how can I get a bishop over here? I'm gonna push this pawn. $3-11. Okay. Let's push this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe I should have just taken. So it is Dumero. Gold, run, silver, take. Is it? Okay. Let's see. Bishop drop. Takes. Silver.
2分30秒
Shoot. Gold. Take. Do I have,
2分
No! It's me! Oh, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. I don't know how I'm going to defend this. Shit. Okay, do I have it?
1分30秒
Oh, son of a gun. Ah.
負けました。
Oh, God. Oh. That's a terrible loss. That's a terrible loss. Well done. Well done. Tudon was resilient. Was very resilient. Very resilient. Very resilient. I had time there to think a little more, to find a better defense. All right. Is Lee Shogi a bad place to play? I don't like it to play because the time, because the clock. Because the clock, they haven't fixed in a long time. But I'm particular. So it's a perfectly fine place to play. There aren't many players. You know, the balance of players isn't very good. And the way that they do handle the clock is, I think, very un-Shogi-like. But other than that, it's great. You know, it's got great study features. It's got nice puzzles. It's got great tutorials. It's got arena events, which are fun. It's a great place. The software is fantastic. I think they're just a little misguided in the things that they the things that they do. Like, I think they've wasted a lot of time on variants. I think they haven't done this clock thing, which is unfortunate. Do you think the position? Good to see you, NinWorld. The position was undefendable, anyways. Yeah, I think I should never have even gotten into that spot. I should never have even gotten into that spot. I think that's the problem. The time. It really, this is another time. You know, my brain just went out the window once the time was getting low. And I thought, oh gosh, he's going to be able to dirty flag me. And so I just started making quicker moves, trying to not get dirty flagged. And then, making bad moves to not get dirty flagged made me just get beaten. So, I think it's tough. So Rock and Rook, if you want to play, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Oops, no. Do you have a particular time control you'd like to play? Yloigh, you think they were winning on the board? Wait. I think I was winning. I think I was winning by a lot in that game. Obviously not at the end. I think I was winning by. I thought I was winning by a lot. Let's use that. Let me use my ticket. Let's use my ticket. So this would be amazing to me. What's going on? Oh, friends. What is going on? Let's see. I am curious. In my mind, I just was assuming that I was crushing him. Yeah, so I was. Or I was not. I was not. I mean, that's a good position, but that's not complete. What happened here? So 86%. 86%. I should have taken with the pawn? Oh, take with the pawn so the knight can't jump. Take with the pawn, and I'm also going to win that knight. Among other things. Ah. So what I was looking to avoid was this. Was this kind of shenanigan. Which I guess is not even a problem. Which is not even a problem. Wait, where's my... Okay. Yeah. So I thought I had once it hit 3 minutes is when I thought I had. This is where I started playing like this. Why does it keep flipping? This right here. Here's where I thought, all right, he's gonna be able to beat me on time. This is the move. So I started playing faster. But as it turned out, he was better here. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Great job by my opponent. Great job. So what was this? Oh, what was it? Is it just this? Like I said? Is that it? Yeah. I got the clock was in my head so much this game. Like I was saying earlier today, Vito, Don Vito, good to see you. In BKK, you finally made customized T-shirts. In BKK, what is BKK? What is BKK? What is BKK? Bangkok? Bangkok? Okay, Bangkok. Yeah. Awesome. Where is your are you going to sell them online? I'll buy a t-shirt from you. I'll buy Shogi merch. I'll definitely buy Shogi merch. And how many are you buying? Are you giving them to people that you teach, or are you selling them? You trying to make a little bit of a business out of it? Yeah, you bought for yourself. That was like me with my early versions of the Shogi Dad merch. It was mostly just making it for me. Or actually, this is one of the first shirts, and it's terrible. You won't even be able to see it. I made this. It's East Bay Shogi Club, and I had these shirts made before at the East Bay Shogi Club when we started out. It was the three of us. It was the 8-year-old from Japan, and then the club leader and myself. And before they left to go back to Japan, I had these shirts made, and I gave them as gifts to the other members of the club. And they're really bad. They're really bad quality, and the design is bad. But I'm not an artist, and I really wanted to get it done, so I had something before they left. And I put a rook on there just because all three of us played different styles of rook. So I played central rook at the time. The club leader played third file, and the kid played static rook. So I got these t-shirts made, and they were a bit of a ripoff to get these commissioned at. I can't remember where I got them from, Redbubble or whatever. But anyway, got them, and then I looked into for the Shogi Dad stuff. I did a custom one at Amazon, and then Amazon would not be my merchant. So I went with the company that is the ShogiDad.com company now. The company that's behind ShogiDad.com, the vendor is Fourth Wall. And they allow all sorts of customization, and I like the quality of the shirts and the price I like. And so I'm very pleased with that. But it's hard to find your size, 2XL, 3XL. Especially there, yeah. I know, when I've been in the couple times I've been in Asia, it's tough to find, and I'm not big by any means. I'm like 6 feet, but it's hard to find stuff. Good games today. My opponent's good games. This second one hurts. The second one, because I do feel like I should have won, but the clock is in my head. The clock is absolutely in my head. As I was saying, let me quit this to fix the layout. Yesterday's games over the club, I think both of these games I think I flagged in byoyomi. We played 10 minutes with 40-second byoyomi. The second game, I definitely didn't hit 40 seconds, and then I just resigned. In the first game, I'm not sure if it happened or not, but it was at the end. I was in a very good position, as it turns out. I thought I was, and I was. But then I made a really bad bishop drop because I ran out of time to think, and I didn't have a good safe candidate move. I think that's so critical, and it's something I've been missing. And I don't know if it's just gotten worse in the past week or two since I've been playing so much 3-minute. But I was terrible yesterday with the clock, and I need to, before this tournament in October, I need to get back into training on byoyomi because I was so bad. It was just the game. Everything was just totally characterized by the clock. Just like these two games here, really, just characterized by the clock. Where I am in terror of getting flagged. I'm in terror of losing on time, and it impacts my play. Okay, yeah. When you get back to your laptop, send the pic. Yeah, I know you're in Vietnam. But people got scary and to approach. They think you take money for the lesson. Did your friend request? So there are no friend requests on Shogi Wars. You add a friend, and then you add a friend, and then the other person, rook and rock, and then the other person can add as well. I will add you here. So you just follow. Yeah, so we can play. So let's play here. Let's play. I'll make a room. I have never played. So let's do a 5-minute with 30-second byoyomi. I have never played a game on Shogi Wars with this kind of time condition. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to issue a room number, 82267. So you can join to 86627. And I am going to start the game. I played so badly yesterday once. Like I played fine. But then in byoyomi I played just terrible. And I don't know what it was. It's concerning. It's concerning. Is this a new feature? This is new as of maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I want to say. It is not. It's so yeah, it's still new. It's still new to have this custom time control for friend games. I think it's great. You assuming it works, I think it's great.
あなたが後手です。
All right. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Wait, what? Oh, hold on. God. This is not what to do. This is sprint. We could play this, but this is garbage. You know. Oh, thank you. Let's try again. Game start, friend, create the room, normal, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 82267 again. Games, issue room number 71088. All right.
対局開始。
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay, so we got our main time. It's counting down. I like that.
嬉野流。
Ureshi no ryu. Okay. This diagonal is something to watch out for. Alrighty. Wow. Interesting here. Ooh, boy. Okay. All right. Let's get over here. Hey, Killer Ducky. Those numbers are Shogi Wars room numbers. So I created a custom game here. This is a 5-minute, 30-second byoyomi game that I created. How about Lee Shogi? No, I don't play on Lee Shogi anymore because of the count up. Vito, you say it was naive to look for new Padawans at tourist areas. Only 2 people showed some interest, but you're sitting in street side cafe. That, I mean, sometimes that's all right. You know, you hope for the best. Something happens maybe, and it works out or it doesn't, you know? It's like, it's fine. Like now you're at a cafe, enjoying the cafe.
3分
Gonna not promote so I can come back here, take the pawn, and hit these 2 pieces. In BKK, no way, Chiang Mai and Da Nang are much better. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know the area like you do. You had to go to the university areas or the hostel. So the university areas, do they have a lot of Japanese players? And here's the byoyomi. So we're now in byoyomi. Or the opponent is in byoyomi.
2分30秒
I think they had to run there, I think. Good game. Good game. That was good. You've never played a human before? That was really good. Are you a strong chess player? Your username is Rook and Rock, so I'm going to guess that you're a chess player. Oh, okay. You have played your friend in person. Younger people are more open to learn new things. 23 to 33 is the best case. Yeah, I think that seems to be about the age that we're getting people in at our local clubs. 23 to 33. We don't seem to be getting any old people, which is surprising because I know that chess gets older people. Okay, you're 1600 in chess. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense then. Makes sense. Very nice. Very nice. What made you get into shogi, Rook and Rock? I these days I ask this of anyone who is from chess and finding shogi. Like Vito das Boat in over on YouTube is a shogi promoter and has been finding, getting a lot of people involved, and these kind of questions, talking to him, talking to you now, I'm always curious, how people and why, how people get into it, why people get into it. He's exposing people to the game. You like the dynamic over static advantages? Well, but how did you find it? Like, what made you even try it? Okay, your friend had mentioned it, or had brought it up. Well, nice. Welcome. Is he also a good chess player? Or just plays a lot of games? Plays a lot of games. Like there are people who play a lot of games well. Killer Ducky being one of them, someone who just commented in the channel. There are people who play, just a lot of games totally casually. I know plenty of people like that. Chess feels like it rewards defensive static advantages. Is that true? Is that true? I'm not convinced of that. I'm not as good in chess as you are, so I'm not going to disagree. I think in many ways, shogi also rewards defensive static advantages. In some ways, maybe once you get, maybe at the early, it seems like at the level I'm at now, people can play very defensively and statically, and make my life very difficult. That's just my perception, though. And then I have to try to flail around and try to make things happen. Hey Harlu, defense wins championships. Yeah, the NBA's they're one of the Madden games. I believe it might have been Madden 95 with Ray Lewis as a cover athlete. And the game starts up, EA Sports. It's in the game. And he goes, defense wins championships. I think that's the first intro to the game. Where Ray Lewis just comes in the opening animation, says defense wins championships. He was famously a linebacker for the Super Bowl winning Baltimore Ravens team. The EA Sports sounded much like the original. Yeah, it's actually my voice that did the EA Sports. Yeah, all right. Shogi doesn't have that nearly as much 50 to 70 draw chance at the top level and 10% for, yeah. At the top level, it doesn't. At the top level, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, even, yeah. Yeah, I do think, personally, I think the draw thing is overblown for chess. Personally. I think not only do I think the draw risk is overblown for 99.9% of the players, but also I actually think it's kind of a feature. Howard, you say play Go, no draws by design. Well, the thing is, there is a Go podcast called Starpoint Go Podcast, and he had an episode, maybe even two, on this where he talked about draws, and he was talking about how sometimes he wouldn't mind a draw. Both players just play great or perfect or whatever, and you get an even zero, a zero combing, an even combing, and you draw. What's the problem? Is it especially at the amateur levels, do you really deserve that half point win Like, did you really outplay your opponent for that half-point win? I don't know. I'm not a good enough Go player, especially anymore, to be able to say. But, like, I think an argument can be made that both players played about the same level, and both players would go away feeling potentially okay with the draw. Sometimes it's okay to have a draw, I think. And I never believed in this. My feeling on this completely changed when I heard an older Swedish grandmaster, a famous Swedish grandmaster. I'm not sure who it was. I'll just say Anderson, because Anderson is a Swedish name. I don't remember who it was, but there was someone who was interviewed on one of these podcasts. It might have been Perpetual Chess. It might have been something else. But he was talking about, he thinks the draw is a feature of chess. And where you can play the game, you have fun, you have an enjoyable game, and it's not just like you step away with a draw. You're not ecstatic, you're not disappointed. And this is coming from someone who was potentially, I think, he might have been a world championship contender. I don't remember. Larson? Maybe it was Ben. No, it wasn't Larson. I don't remember who it was. But it opened my mind to the debate. And once my mind was open to that debate, it started coming down on thinking that draws are in fact a feature. Maybe you don't want to see 50% draws, which you don't see at the amateur level. But yeah. Well, you disagree for Magnus. See, I'm not going to use Magnus Carlsen as an example for anything. He's an outlier. The top 10, the top 20, the top 50. These are outliers in the game. I don't think their ability to play winning or drawing chess has any real impact on the discussion. Especially since if you take Magnus Carlsen out of it, chess players play a lot of games that are decisive, unless they're trying not to. So unless you're playing one of these St. Louis chess events where there's Wesley and there's Lanier and there's Aronian and Fabiano and they're just all going for draws. That's one thing, but that's a format problem as far as I'm concerned. And that said, I think in the recent title match between Nagase and Fuji, I think they had 2 Sinichtes in there. I think they had 2 Sinichtes in there. I don't know. But I don't let the top level impact my feelings on it more than a small amount. Like, sure, when I'm watching chess, I generally prefer to watch a decisive game. Especially not like a prearranged draw or a game where they both go into it asking for a draw. But, it is what it is. Yeah, your master friend, they played a win or draw based on black or white and opponent's rating. That's their choice. They don't have to, but it's understandable. But, that's the game. That's yeah. I mean, I hear the discussion, and I used to come down on that side. I just now think, like, some of these days when I'm playing great and my opponent is playing great, it'd be nice to go for a draw. Like the first game. I was way up in that game. The time went down. I would have happily gone away with a draw in that first game. But instead, I crumbled because of time. And fine. Because I knew I had to win, otherwise I'm going to lose on time. So, or that second game. Hopefully he was spared from the Madden curse. Ray Lewis, I don't know. I don't remember. I think they only won the one championship, but he had a great career. on the field. Off the field, he had some issues. Off the field, he had some issues that I believe he was acquitted of, but I don't know. So I'm not going to speak. So Cyan Cannon said it. I'm not going to say it because I don't know if that is... I don't remember the details, and I don't remember the results of the case. So I won't say anything. But regardless, he was a heck of a football player. Vito, you plan to quit 6 days a week Shogi missionary on streets, 2 or 3 days at top. You need time to study more and deeper for yourself. Oh, I agree with that. Don't get burned out. So, it seems like you've been hard on this Shogi promotion thing. I would, Shogi in the West is not the most fulfilling game if you're trying to grow the game. Like it can be a slog. It can be a slog. I think it has beaten down better players and better people than myself. There are many people who have tried to bring Shogi to the West, and they have given up, or they have stopped. They've gotten frustrated. They've stopped, and understandably so, because you sometimes don't get a lot of support, and you sometimes don't get a lot of success in your efforts. So spend time on yourself. Keep doing it if you enjoy doing it. You're doing great work, but also, enjoy the game. Like that's one of the things, as a player, we say to enjoy the games and not to get just trapped in the ratings and the grind. Find the love of the game. I think that's extra important for Shogi promoters and teachers is to make sure that you keep the love of the game for yourself. Because otherwise, your promotional activities will be lackluster. People will sense it. People will sense if you're not as you're not enjoying it, and then you just start wondering like, what am I doing? And then you just quit. So I love this idea to balance more between your own studies and between your promotional activities. How do you improve as a Westerner in Shogi? Your personal take. I have a podcast episode on that where I go over Killer Ducky's learning guide, but beyond that, beyond the basics and the sort of early beyond basics, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not very good, but the most important take that I think, is to find the fun in the game, have fun, so that you will play more. And the more you play, the more you enjoy it, the more you'll play. The more you're enjoying your play, the more you're going to study your play, because you're going to want to know what went wrong. You're going to want to know how you improve, and the more that you do that, the more you're going to improve. Theoretically, I think a side note in parallel to that is, I think playing over the board sometimes for many people will accelerate that enthusiasm and fun, because you're seeing the enthusiasm on other people. You're building your little rivalries. You're building friendships that will keep you playing, because the friendships also become important. So when you're playing at a club and you're thinking, gosh, I'm not going to go to the club today, I don't feel like playing, but you might say like, well, I want to see the guys, I want to see the people there, or you don't want to let everyone down if they're sort of expecting you, so you start going. And I think that's good. Let me move this camera over a little bit. Sorry. And I think that'll keep you going. So that's really it. Find the enjoyment. Play over the board. Play a lot of games. I could say the obvious, like study Tsume, study Hishi, and I think those are valid. But I think I would hope that those would also naturally come down to when you're enjoying your games and you're enjoying your studies, you might also like to just do these puzzles when you're like on the couch or you're in line at the store. Some people don't like doing Tsume Shogi and they get to be quite strong. So, these are not hard and fast rules, but having fun playing over the board. I think it's great. I think it's great. You think Shogi has more elegant rules? Castling and en passant is bleh. I like en passant. I like castling. Hey, Jazz Brothers. Even though I'm not good at chess, and maybe it's easy for me to say because I'm not good at chess, but like, I think I am never going to be one of those people that craps on chess. I love chess. I love watching it. I love studying it. I love, I love playing over the board against people. Not that I've done much of it because I've focused on Shogi because I really want to get good at Shogi. My competitive nature doesn't let me just be bad or mediocre at something, without trying my best to get better. So Shogi is what I'm focused on, but I love chess. And the only thing that has stopped me from watching chess more in the past year, because I used to watch it a ton. Even when I was streaming Shogi full time, I was still watching a lot of chess. The thing that has stopped me watching chess is the whole Hans Niemann thing. It's just, I'm so done with it. I'm so done with that conversation. I'm so done with these personalities that are just out there to get attention and to bring drama. And it's not just him. There are people who were otherwise used to be reasonable people who are now they're just in it for the grift. They're just in it for the drama. They're in it for the clicks. And I think chess has gotten a little sidetracked by that. And I think chess viewership and chess content has fallen prey to that to a large extent, where they're just looking for the next story. They're looking for the next drama. They're looking for the next thing. And I'm not about that. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Don Vito, you say, we just need basic level popularity. If we make a chain of one guy for 6 to 8 people, making a network. Yeah, you make that network and people will stay in the network if you're a pleasant and friendly group of people. And I think a lot of people would rather play IRL, not online. Especially these days, and this is a topic that I've talked about in the past, not on the podcast, but in these types of discussions, where we talk about, where I've said I've been surprised at how Meetup.com has brought so many people to the Silicon Valley Shogi Club, and I think in a lot of ways, and maybe this is Bay Area, Silicon Valley bias, but I think people are, young people, middle-aged people, I think people are very lonely these days. Not to become Mr. Armchair psychologist. I think people are very lonely, and they're looking for people to make a connection with, and they're finding that online connections, while many times great, are often not great. And there's a lot of bad stuff online, and so they're looking for things to do. They're looking for ways to hang out off the computer. And so a lot of them are looking on Meetup. They're like, what is going on in Silicon Valley right now? They weren't looking for Shogi. They were looking for people. They were looking for interesting things to do on a Tuesday evening, or on a weekday evening. And they found the Shogi Club. And Shogi in many ways Shogi is intimidating to people, but in many ways it's not, because it's not chess. Where, chess has its reputation, chess has its popularity. People, if they want to go to a chess club, I think they're expecting a lot of really good players, a lot of chess culture, and they're not ready for that. But they see Shogi, and it's like, oh, this is a quirky game. And I think it is true. I think a lot of people get into it because of these reasons. Oh, this is like a Japanese weeby game. This is less serious. This is, nobody's a pro in the US. So they find this, I think, a little less intimidating. It's in animes. And then they meet the people. They like the people. They start coming back, and and then soon enough, it's been 2-3 months, and they're there every week. And I think I think that's happening for people. And so if you don't have a Shogi Club, that's why I think setting something up like that might yield you some nice results. And you don't have, let's say you don't have a Shogi Club, You know, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's say there's no shogi club in Cleveland. There might be, I don't know, but let's say there isn't. What I would do is, you know, grab my pieces, go to a nice coffee shop, you know, put a meetup notice or some notice about the club, sit at this coffee shop consistently every week at the same time, drink a coffee, do my tsume, set out the board, and just sit there and wait. And, you know, if nobody comes after an entire month, what's the worst that happened? You spent 4 pleasant days, you know, 4 pleasant days that month, drinking some coffee and doing your studies. That's a win. That's a win. Even if you didn't find people and get anyone to play, that's a win. But you might get some people. Don Vito, you say international pieces. Yeah. Like the Shogi.cz, the podcast interview on that I'll be releasing on Wednesday, this upcoming one. It's fantastic. It's, if I do say so myself, not because of me, because of the guest, it's awesome. And we talk about Shogi.cz pieces of it. And you know, I think there are multiple internationalized pieces like Shogi.cz or better than Shogi.cz. But I was talking about these at our club yesterday, and because the club leader has made some piece sets. He made some beautiful standard piece sets, which are gorgeous. But in the past, when he was sort of working on this stuff, he made some Shogi.czs, which are carved and lacquered and painted, and they're stunningly beautiful. They are way nicer looking than the official impact printed Shogi.cz. And I was telling him he should start selling these pieces. And so, you know, he hopefully he'll do like an Etsy shop or something like that, because they're beautiful. And the people were using it. At this club, we have 3 players who are pretty new, and then there are 3 of us who have been there for a while. And, there's me. You know, there's me who's, you know, Shogi Wars Shodan level, you know, 81 Dojo 2 Dan, you know, kind of overblown. There is the club leader, who I think is only Shogi Wars 2 Dan, but he's way better. You know, he won Group B in the United States Shogi Championship this past year, so he's very strong. And then there's another player who's been there. I want to say she's been there at least 6 months at this point. And I would say that she's a low Q. She's really gotten better. And so, and when I say low, I mean, like, you know, probably, you know, between 2 and 5 Q, I'd guess. And so we've got 3 sort of established players, and then we have 3 people who started coming more frequently. They're beginners, but they're getting better, you know, very quickly. And they were using those international pieces, and they looked phenomenal. Anyway, yeah. So there's that. Is there copyright for the form of pieces and boards? I don't know. That was something in the back of my mind I was wondering about with the Shogi.cz. Obviously, with international stuff, you know, no one is going to sue if someone makes some Shogi.cz, I think, and sells them on Etsy, sells 10 sets on Etsy. I don't think anyone's going to sue. But if not, like, I don't think Shogi.cz is the end-all be-all. I think there are slight tweaks you can make to Shogi.cz to improve it. And I think, you know, this club leader would probably do that. So let me scroll back. We've been talking. Let's see. Gosh, I'm sorry I missed. Fablegraph, great to see you. I'm scrolling back. Yeah, you're okay. So you're 1832's chess.com, rock and rook, and rock, and USCF 1600. Yeah, 1800 plus on chess.com is a very good player. Very good player. Jazz Brothers, I think I greeted you, but hello. Sorry, I'm just blabbing so much. What are my thoughts on the Hosking books? So just not to be always like, you check the podcast. I have a podcast episode where I talk about almost every English language book that has ever been published, you know, in print, which I have. And I talk about the Hosking books. I think they're very good. I think they're very good. They're a nice step above beginner. I don't remember what else I said, but I've got that podcast, and I have an older stream where I talk about them as well, which is easy if you search for English books on my YouTube channel. So check those out, especially the podcast. The podcast has an entire episode dedicated to English language books. And yeah, so it's long story short, though, we don't have enough English language books, and they run out very quickly once you start getting to an intermediate level. Howard you say, if you look in the chess subreddits, 70% drama, 29% actual chess, and 1% people promoting some other stuff. Yeah, it's got that ratio. Presumably, you're saying that in response to what I was saying. That ratio has gotten too high. That ratio has gotten way too high for me. Way too high, to the point where it's not enjoyable for me anymore to follow the game. I'm just so sick of everything turning into a Hans Niemann discussion. I'm so sick of everything becoming a cheating discussion. I'm so sick of so many of these players basically just grifting and trying to spin up drama and trying to spin up hot takes. And if it's not one Twitter account bagging on Magnus, or another one bagging on Magnus, or another one being just trying to be contrarian or spin up stuff against chess.com, I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of that. And so I've stopped watching a lot of chess. Like the Grand Swiss is going on now. I would have, even all that said, if Hans Niemann wouldn't have been playing in this Grand Swiss, I'd be watching it. I'd be watching it. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any of the discussion. I don't want to hear any of it. I'm just done. As they say, I'm fatigued by it. I'm done with it. Cyan Cannon, Meetup is how you started playing pickleball. Pickleball pickleball seems like it's really picked up, in recent years. It seems like it's a great game, really fun, not as much movement as tennis, a little easier than tennis. As someone who taught and played tennis up through college, I prefer tennis, but my shoulder is trashed, my elbow is trashed, my knees I think are, knock on wood, still good, but I wouldn't want to risk it. So I haven't played tennis in like 20 years because my elbow, or my shoulder is so trashed. And I thought I would play pickleball, but pickleball has a lot of vibration and fatigue on the arm, and so I didn't. So long story short, I wanted to, but I didn't. I did not. But it seems like a really fun game, and people meet a lot of times. I think it's mostly middle-aged people, right? Doing pickleball. I know that there are younger people doing it, but in terms of meeting people, which I'm at this stage of my life, I'm not looking really to meet more people. I have my family and I have a few friends, very few, but and I've got the Shogi Club, but so I'm not really looking, I don't have that same need at this point in my life for more friends, but it would be a great place if you did want to meet people, I think. Fablegraph, you say that online is a good place for Shogi beginners since they can choose to play with the non-language dependent sets, which established player base tend to eschew. Yeah, I agree. You play with your pieces to a certain extent based on the site. You play with the pieces, you play the time controls that you want to play. You don't have to worry about lots of things. You don't have to worry about a lot of things that you'd have to do in over the board. You don't get a lot of those nice social aspects, but sometimes those social aspects are a negative. Just truth be told, I think those social aspects can be a negative. And I say that the reason that I don't go to the Silicon Valley Shogi Club that much anymore is because I don't like the pieces that they play with. That is 90 to 95% true. But there are one or two people that sometimes go to that club who, and I'm obviously, I'm not going to say names, not that anyone would know anyone, but I don't like playing them. There are a couple people I just don't like playing them. If because if it's because of how they act in post-game analysis, or if it's how they act during the game, I just don't enjoy playing them. And so it's easier for me sometimes just not to go to the club, because it's like, that person might be there. That person might be there. And so it's sometimes tough. So that's a downside. But online, I don't have to worry about that. The only thing I need to worry about online is getting dirty flagged. And I have to worry about getting dirty flagged, and I have to worry about my ratings, my love of ratings taking over and making me not enjoy things. Tyancan, you say it's so hard to make friends as an adult. I think that's always been true, but I think that's even more true today. In 2025. That's my take on it. But I'm not out there actively trying to make friends, so I don't know for sure. NinWorld, you say that GM Noel Studer created a YouTube channel giving short chess lessons. There are only 2 videos out, but they're extremely helpful. What is that in relation to something that we were discussing? I know he sells a very expensive course. Art of Shogi is not enough. Habu's words or books are not translated except for 2 or 3. And there's around 5 to 10 books for beginners. You like talk and chat or make jokes periodically. Yeah, I agree, Don Vito, with everything you've said. I agree with everything you've said. We don't have enough books, but it's one of those chicken and egg problems. We don't have enough books, I think, because not enough people buy the books. We don't have enough people buying books because we don't have enough books. But I do think it is my take as someone who has been doing this shogi promotion and shogi stuff for nearly 2 years, is my problem. My thinking right now is that it is more of a demand problem than a supply problem. I think the people doing the demanding are not supporting enough of the people doing the supplying. And so when I'm thinking about, I'm not talking about my channel. I'm talking about a bunch of the channels that have come and go in the past that did some great work, put in a lot of effort, did some real nice things, and they just did not get much traction. So Rook and Rock, you say, opening theory heavy, sorry autocorrect. Your chess also hasn't stagnated as much as you thought. Calculations ridiculously harder. In Shogi, harder calculation. Shogi calculation, as I've said, I think before, I think Shogi calculation sometimes is too hard. It's almost too hard. And that's why sometimes it would be nice to have a draw, the ability to have a draw, because sometimes calculation is just too hard, and one person lucks out by their calculation being right. I honestly believe that. Sometimes you just luck out in Shogi. And I think that happens in chess too. But people don't talk enough about luck in Shogi. And I think there is a lot of luck. And obviously, you make your own luck. You make your own luck by being aggressive, and it's sort of tongue-in-cheek to say luck. But I do think that, because a lot of people will make attacks, they certainly can't calculate it, or they'll make a defense, or they won't make a defense because they're just sort of doing a little bit of hope shogi that their attack is going to be faster, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but they win or they lose, and it's a tough game. It's a very tough game, and it's almost too tough. Harlu, you say, when you were in Stockholm, you played chess against locals in the park and in like a club. Was hella fun. Yeah, I've played chess at clubs. I played shogi, obviously, in a bunch of clubs and a couple tournaments. And but yeah, chess is a great social activity. I think also, though, the thing that's nicer about, so as an adult, one of the things that is nicer in the United States about playing shogi, this may not be the case in Japan, but in the United States anyway, you don't have to worry so much about the kid problem. Like, so many chess events are just are chock full of kids, underrated kids, So you're just playing kids, you're around kids, they're underrated, so you're losing your rating that you've built up over 10 or 20 years, and it's just an unfulfilling environment that some people have noped out of. And for that reason, I think these Alto, at least 21 is what that acronym stands for. We looked it up. Alto tournaments are starting where you have to be at least 21 to be able to play. And so adults can play other adults. We don't really have that problem in the US because most of the people we play are adults. You know, because kids don't really play here so much. But I think that is a real problem in chess. And so like the chess clubs I went to, one of them had a lot of kids, but one of these others was a nice mix with a couple 3 kids, some adults, some old guys, some old ladies, and it was just a real casual, fun club. We didn't play rated games, we just played games. And it was at a nice location, and it was great. I stopped going because, again, I wanted to focus on Shogi, but those can be very fun. Very fun. Cyan Cannon, you say, if I still need you, you'd love to be on the podcast. All right. Well, I will be in touch with you on through messages. Maybe we can do that this coming week. This weekend, maybe we can do that. We'll see. Thank you. Because right now I'm looking for people to interview. If people want to come on that podcast, let me know. I am not asking people. I am waiting for people to come to me, just because I don't want to put any pressure on anyone to do this. So, if you want to be interviewed, I'd love to talk. If you want to be interviewed, you can talk about Shogi and you enjoy Shogi, I would love to talk to you. Thoughts on the Tony Hosking book. I think we already talked about that. Opening theory, also thoughts of the opening theory influx in chess. So I think opening theory in chess is great because everything is a draw. That's the feeling is that everything is a draw. So it's opened up in a lot of ways. It seems like it's opened up chess to be able to play anything and everything. And a lot of people have a lot of different styles in chess now, and it seems great. I think the Shogi Pro world, which I don't know very well, admittedly, seems awfully boring to me. It seems the top level pro world seems very boring to me. It seems like they all play the same stuff. I don't know if it's true, but it seems like it, and they're not the style of play that I play, so I'm not so interested in it, and the time controls are too slow, so I can't watch it, and there's no English commentary, so I can't understand it, and so it's just a horrible thing. But in chess, I think it's great. You live in Florida. Do I happen to have Shogi friends there? I do not have any Shogi friends in Florida. The closest I have is in Louisiana, but that person is going to be moving to Seattle or Pacific Northwest at some point in the next couple months, and that is it. My parents are in Florida, but they don't play, or my mom is in Florida, but she does not play Shogi. Let's see. AncientChess.com is in Sarasota. And they do Shogi stuff. I've seen some AncientChess.com, Ancient Chess YouTube videos. Rook and Rock. You tried to teach her GF. She liked it more than chess rules-wise, but the piece dropped. Confuse her. You think also the different colored squares would help too? That's a thing. It's too late. It's too late in the evolution of Shogi to really even consider this. But yeah, I think having alternate colored squares would have been great for Shogi. I think it would have been great for Shogi. I still see people who are 30+ year players who, are 3, 4, 5 Dan 81 Dojo level players making moves on the board, with their fingers to look at bishop diagonals. It's kind of crazy. I think that is a sign that we should have had opposite colored, but we don't, and we won't. So I don't worry too much about it. I just try my best. I misread a diagonal today, or was it yesterday? I misread a diagonal. I think it was today. The decision tree in chess gets smaller as pieces are captured, though, so the end game calculation is easier. Well, easier. You say easier, but it's more concrete. It's more concrete, so if you mess it up, you really mess it up. Shogi, if you really mess up, you mess up. But a lot of times, by Shogi sort of not being as concrete, it's easy to just flail your way into a win. Easier to flail your way into a win. Rick and Rock, you say Shogi is mechanically better, but the cross-cultural appeal of different shape pieces and alternating squares. Shogi made pieces that were more easily differentiated and had alternate square colors. The alternate pieces also, you know, it's just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. You know, it is a Japanese game, and it is never going to be. It is never not going to be a Japanese game. So I think talking about the pieces in any context outside of beginning, I think is wasted effort. I do think it's wasted effort and wasted sort of hopes and dreams. And it's like, make your peace with it. These are the pieces. The pieces are beautiful. They are what they are. And, you know, that is just how it's going to be. Like, realistically, this game is never going to be bigger outside of Japan than it is in Japan. And it is a cultural game, so I think we are not going to get different pieces. That's my take. You know, obviously, I could be wrong. But even if they were internationalized, I don't think they'd look any good. Like, the thing with Shogi is that the pieces have to be these flat pieces. We'll never have beautiful statues or whatnot because the way that you have to capture and repoint the pieces. You know, so they have to be these kind of like chips of wood they have to be these directional tiles of wood. And, you know, we're never going to have cool chess pieces. You know, we're just not. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I love the equipment in chess. I love the equipment in Shogi. I love the equipment in Go. I love the equipment in Mahjong and backgammon. And it's just different. And it's part of making your peace with this game. Ken, you say you think opening theory in Shogi would be great to respond to what your opponent does, just like some castles. Yeah, responding to your opponent is a key part of the Shogi opening. Even if you don't know openings, being able to get ideas for what to do is key. Yeah. So you say the memorization comes to the forefront over creative play. Again, I'm going to disagree with you. And I think a lot of high-level players, especially on these podcasts I listen to, say that it's actually not the case. You know, people talk about it being so much theory, but no one remembers it all. No, especially amateurs. No one remembers it all. People are out of book very quickly. They're out of book very quickly. They don't remember. And even once you get past some lines, even if someone goes out of book, you still have to find moves on the board. So I just don't buy it. Based on what I've seen and based on what you know I hear from stronger players. You know, I think these are just very, very, very top level problems, and not a concern for the amateurs. It's like, can you say you like to think you played a big part in making Shogi Wars add new pieces? That would mean, if that's true, Zion Cannon, that means someone from Heroes or with influence at Shogi Wars is watching this channel, which I would say the chances of that are next to nothing. I think those are very low chances. I think they're very low chances. I would love it if it was true, but I don't think it was true. I think they were going to do it, and I think they did it. And I don't think it has to do with us. Go tables are so expensive. Well, so are Shogi. Shogi are just as expensive as Go. Nice playable chess pieces are not as expensive as Go and Shogi, but they're also very expensive. So I think, like you say, couldn't a spearman point a direction with his spear? So you've got like a painting on a piece. I think that's ugly. Personally, I think that's ugly. You know, feudal Japan or spears or people like that. I think that's all ugly. I don't like it. I'd rather just have the kanji. Asabi, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Gosh, I'm missing so much chat. So NinWorld, you said the problem with such advanced chess theory is that in the higher levels, a variation goes 20 plus moves. Feels like replaying something other than playing the game. I just, again, you know, based on that other discussion, you would know better than I would. I just don't think that really happens practically. I don't think it does. And based on what I hear on these podcasts from people, you know, who are 2,000 plus level players, I don't think it happens as much as we think it happens. I think the problem is overstated more than it really is a problem. And even if someone is out there grinding away, memorizing lines, they still need to be able to convert when someone diverts. And I think those are tricky. And I think chess is not an easy enough game such that it just goes to whoever wins the opening, or, you know, makes the first out of book move in the opening. So, but you know, I'm not great at shogi. I'm not great at chess. I'm not great at shogi, but I'm definitely not great at chess. Vito, you lucky you bought on 6 sets of shogi in Chiang Mai for $30. Nice. Yeah, you've got your promotional sets ready. It works. But anyway, Sabi, you said it's easy to blunder in shogi because of the bishop. Yeah, it really is. It really is. And you know, it is. It's just looking back. We're never going to get checkered boards in shogi, but it would have helped. It would have helped. You can talk, Vito Dustboat. You said you can talk to me on a set-like discussion about shogi, but you need time to prepare. Great. If you mean on the podcast, awesome. Koshiro, great to see you. You can play a reasonable chess without opening theory. Yeah. This is someone who's as good as any shogi player outside of Japan has ever been. Koshiro is also a good chess, has had good results in chess and doesn't play chess. And doesn't know opening theory. And Koshiro used to play well without shogi's opening theory, but he recommends learning the basics of at least one opening. Yeah. Listen to Koshiro. He knows more. What's that saying? He's forgotten more about shogi than any of us almost have ever known. The top chess players on denial. Carlsen started playing then Plow just to avoid theory. He plays freestyle. Well, there's other stuff going on with Carlsen. There's other stuff going on. I think Carlsen is also, you know, not to be armchair psychologist. I think Carlsen is also getting older and feeling his age and feeling the young people creeping up. And, you know, it's when you're at the top, everyone's coming for you. And I think he's sick of that. And I think he's sick of the pressure. Like, he can't win. He wins a game, big deal. He's Magnus Carlsen. He loses a game, oh my God, Magnus Carlsen is washed. And so it's understandable that he's going to freestyle because he's sick of that. I think if that didn't exist, he would still be playing chess. He'd still be playing classical chess. I don't buy any of this stuff. I think we can do a 3-way interview. I don't know about that. I mean, I've offered to do like a 4-way. I've put messages out, and I'll say it again. You know, I wanted to do a 4-way, you know, one with me, 4-person round table on topics. Like, I'd like to potentially add that to the podcast. And the first topic that I suggested we do is, you know, what's preventing the growth of shogi in the West. I got no hits. Nobody was interested. Nobody wanted to do it. No one even responded. No one even thumbed up my messages. So, that's on the side, but maybe that'll come back. The Cyan Cannon, I just don't buy this. I don't buy this. The thing that once you diverge from the opening line, is good, you can exploit weaknesses. That's true at some point, but I don't think that's so easy. And it's not so easy to convert. So I just don't buy it. I don't think there's evidence for this for amateurs, especially based on what I have heard what I have experienced in my playing, over the board, and from what I hear on these podcasts from strong players, masters, international masters, grandmasters. You'd like to do an interview. You're friends with Tony Hosking. Wow. Oh, email correspondence. Okay, well the podcast is not really an email correspondence, but that's awesome. Fordoon, you're making a Shashiko shogi board for yourself. What is Shashiko? What's Shashiko? All right, Don Vito, you've got to go. Thank you so much, as always, for the discussion. I'm sorry that I'm so slow to respond to things. I'm jumping back and forth. I'm so sorry. Have a great day, great night, and good luck with your studies. Good luck with your promotion. As always, love talking to you. Thank you. On that note, I'm going to go get some water. I am going to get some water. I'll be right back. I will be right back. It's an embroidery technique. Wait, oh, so you're embroidering a board. Ooh. So it's gonna be like a cloth roll-up board. Hey, Oregamoni-wan, nice to see you. Hello. The YouTube translation function is broken recently. Is there undisclosed a podcast? What do you mean? I have a podcast. Do you mean the shogi in the West? So here's the link to the podcast. Rook and Rock. I can be contacted on the Shogi Harbor Discord or ShogiDad81@gmail.com. That's the address. The email address, ShogiDad81@gmail.com. Mostly intended to be used. Oh, yeah, Oregon Moniwa. I have there it will be released on Wednesday. So the usual time is Wednesday morning at 5 minutes after midnight, US Pacific. So the video is there. You people who we have no Urshin or Ryu level, tier level members of the YouTube channel, but people in that tier, if someone ever becomes a member of that tier, will have instant access to the podcast as soon as I publish it. But I put the podcast out there, and then I review it a bunch myself and edit it, and it's scheduled to go live Wednesday. So it's unfortunate that YouTube shows that, I think. Unfortunate, but so it says what does it say here? What does it? It'll say like one video is hidden or something. What does it say? It says one unavailable video is hidden. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's private for now. Yeah, it's going to be a great episode. I don't like to toot my own horn because it's not really tooting my horn. It's tooting the horn of the person I interviewed, but it's an awesome episode in my opinion. And I was so excited after the interview, talking with him during the interview, and I was so excited re-listening to it. I've listened to it 3 times now since we recorded it, and I think it's going to be great. I hope people enjoy it. I hope people get excited about Shogi because I think it's great. Yeah. Dark blue cotton fabric with white stitching should be very interesting. So I have a fabric board. I have a soft board from Aoyama Gobanten. Let's see. Let me just change my scene. It's a faux leather. They don't have it for sale anymore. They don't have it for sale. They just have the vinyl. I guess it's not for sale anymore. I had basically it's like a suede shogi board, like roll up shogi board. But it's not real suede. It's a fake leather, but it's real nice. I don't have it with me right now. 1 second. Let me see if I've got it. Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to come in the camera. So here's like this board. It's this real nice texture. It feels great. I have never played a single game on this. Let me forward here just to see what it's looking like. Yeah, so I've never actually played on this. It's not the vinyl board is what we normally use, but I love it. So it's this, and then on the back, not that I'd have any use for this, I think this is a 13 by 13 Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a 13 by 13 for Go. No idea why. Maybe just because they could. But either way, it's a shogi vinyl board, and it feels really cool. I would love to use it. But I've just never had the chance. Never really had the chance. But for Aoyama Goban 10, I have this board, I have this green board, I have the green board, I have the regular vinyl board. Don Vito, you're still here. You're still here, Don Vito. Yeah, it's a great. I love this site. I love everything I've gotten from them. What is this? What is this? All right. Anyway. What am I doing? Let's get back to Shogi Wars. Yeah, the 3 stores. Aoyama Goban 10 is great. Oh gosh. Kuroki Goishi 10. Kuroki Goishi 10 is a great one. And there is another that I can't remember. There is another. I can't remember what the name of the other one is. That was supposed to be a Yoda voice, by the way. That was supposed to be a Yoda voice. I notice I do my Yoda voice, and the viewer count drops from 10 on Twitch and 12 on YouTube. It drops to 2 and 4, respectively. I don't know if it's because of that Yoda voice, but I'm sure it did not help. I'm sure it did not help. You'll be in Kyoto in a month's time or so, hoping to pick up a nice set there. Good luck. Good luck. Before you go, my recommendation would be before you go, find a place, because when we went to Japan, this is years ago. This is now like 7 years ago. But when we went, you know, I wasn't playing shogi, but I wanted shogi. You know, I wanted some shogi equipment. When we went, I could not find anything. I didn't find any Go salons. I didn't find any Go equipment or shogi salons or shogi equipment. Either in Tokyo, Akihabara, or otherwise, or in Kyoto. I thought, okay, we're going to walk through these historic Kyoto areas. I'm going to see shogi shops. We did not see anything. Anything. So I would recommend scoping out before you go. You know, Tendo, where we did not go, is a place that has more stuff. But I have heard people say that they've gone to Tendo and they've had trouble finding shops that actually had people in them. So, you know, just do a little bit of homework before you go. That's my only recommendation there. You know, I thought it was going to be like Hikaru no Go. I thought I'm going to be just turning around, seeing Go salons, seeing shogi parlors, seeing people playing, seeing people selling things. No. The only place I did find equipment, and I did buy it, it was a magnetic set at Yodobashi, you know, the big sort of department and electronics store. I got this cheap shogi set.
New 5 donation from NinWorld.
Oh wow, NinWorld again, $5. Thank you. Boy, that's so kind. Thank you. Wow. I appreciate that. Goodness gracious. So nice of you. I hope that's not a subtle way of saying that you're mad at me for not playing. Or maybe it was for the Yoda voice. Maybe that's a support for the Yoda voice. Boy. All right. So this was a 5-minute, 30-second. You can't donate from tablet, only from laptop. You've done enough. This was a friend game. Yeah, so 5 minutes, 30-second, it worked out great. I really like it. I wish there was more ways to play with that. So anyway, since I did play a game, I will track that. I'll track a win just so I have a win on the stream. Just so I have a win in my stats, even though it wasn't a rated win. I'll track that just to make myself feel better. But otherwise, I've lost one, almost 1.5. So now you're leaving. Hey, Grounds for Thought podcast. Hello, Shogi Dad. Thank you. Nice to see you. Oh, this is Rook and Rock. Okay, so you've got a Grounds for Thought podcast. Is this a coffee podcast? Let me check this. Is this a coffee podcast? It's a single episode, a late night philosophy podcast where deep questions meet real life and coffee keeps the conversation going. Awesome. I'm going to check this out. I will check this out. I will check that out. I listen to a lot of podcasts, not as much as I have in the past, but yeah. All right. Let's get another game. We need another game. Even if it's another loss. Like I said, I do not think I'm playing very well right now. There's a mental block right now. My thinking is not so great.
対局開始。
よろしくお願いします。
嬉野流。
I feel pressured by the time. I feel like absolutely just pressured. This guy's been winning 5. They're looking to rank up.
I
think I could have just brought my silver out. He's already in Mino, which makes it a little more tough. Bishop drop is the move, I believe, here. Oh, I think my drop, I think I should be dropping the rook here. Yeah. I should not have been. I should not here because this isn't a threat. It's not a threat. Yeah.
Tataki no fu.
All right. Wow. Bishop supremacy. Wow. Whoa! Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Oh, I fell for it. I fell for it. Dang. Dang.
$7 分 ドンマイです。
Oh, yeah. Okay. Did I get Keishened? Did I get Keishened? Hold on. Did I get Keishened? I just want to check. I just want to check. Yes, I did. Okay. Good game. Good game. You got me. You got me. He wanted to keep his win streak. What is did I track it? I did. Okay.
Loss.
Well done.
Current streak
Well
is 1
done.
loss.
Well done. What are you
あ
gonna
なたが
do?
後手で
It's a
す。
shame I couldn't make him spend more than one.
対局開始。
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
嬉野流。
I'll play the Koshiro way. The Koshiro and the Urashino Sensei way. If he drops a silver, I come back to 5-3. If he drops a pawn, I push the pawn. Oh, I think I should have dropped a pawn there. I think I should have dropped the pawn there. Shoot, 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 shoot. Why did I play it so fast? Darn. Darn, 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 darn. He's got a lot of pawns. So if he drops a silver, I bring the bishop up, hitting the rook. Okay. So I can drop a gold here. Drop a gold here. Wow. So I take... Very interesting. Hey, Darkney, nice to see you. He has not.
$7 分 He runs, I come up. I take. Take. Night drop. So bishop drop. He comes forward. Bishop drop. He has to come forward. And I drop. What about knight drop? No. Okay, yeah, he comes forward. I check. He blocks. I come up, he goes this way, I check, and that's mate. So check, he goes back, check. Arigatou この調子で
gozaimashita.
どんどん行きましょう
Win.
Ah.
Current streak is 1 win.
Okay. We gotta win. We gotta win today. We gotta win. Whew. No. Yeah, Darkney, it was all you. It was all you. You're the one. It was your inspiration. Forward, you say you might like it. It's a historian and cultural theorist discussing the importance of the play element of culture and society. Wait, what is this? Oh, the Homo Ludens. All right. So we got that. We got that. Don't want to. Let me just gather my thoughts here. Gather my thoughts again. The battle of the sub 20% Shodans. Okay, let's try again.
Oh, hi, hello over there.
あなたが後手です
Gosh, I can never. Oh, okay,
対決
Urban
開始
Tosan. Urban Tosan. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
嬉野流
So he has won 1. I have won 2. I was gonna say he's a Nakabisha player, as far as I am aware.
"取り差し
Maybe I should have come this other side? Wow. Silver here. Wow. What? Whoa! Boy.
7分
Shit. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Gosh, that was so dumb. I think that's it. Is it? God, how did I lose? How did I lose? So I take, he takes, I take, he drops, I come back, he takes.
$5 分
Gosh, is there really no way to do this? Is there really no way to do this? I think he's still got it. I think he's still got it. Oh, gosh. Eh, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Shit. Is there any way to do anything here? I don't think so. God. Oh. I don't believe it. I actually don't believe this. I don't believe this. I don't believe I lost this game. I've got to do better at not trying to think that my opponent is inting. Like I thought he was just inting. Oh, he's trolling me with the communication disorder? Is he trolling me?
I don't know what happened. Something. Arigato gozaimashita.
Current streak is 2 wins.
Boy, you know, my play now, it's so bad. I'm so afraid of getting flagged. It's even overcome. It overcame my byoyomi games over the weekend. I'm so afraid of flagging. I'm not sure if I heard a noise. 1 second. 1 second. Apologies. Okay. I'm actually shook. Good day, Emperor Rex. Nice to see you. The rook sack scared him. The rook sack definitely scared him. Maybe he's trying to stay 1Q. Maybe that's how all my wins against... Thank you for it, Dune. Maybe that's how all my wins against him were? Is there any way to see history? I think we've played some 10-second games. No, all 10 minutes? I'm confusing him with someone else. But I remembered that he was Nakapisha, but other than that... I wish I could see the actual history. So his highest has been Showdown. Let's weird. Very interesting, right? Who's better here? Who's better here? I've got to be, right? I've got to be. He doesn't have a knight. He's going to be able to get the lance and the yeah, the token. You would prefer Sente. The token. Well, so I am Sente, but the token does look crazy. But until I give him the knight, it's not that good. But it is good. It definitely is good. Do I just take the lance? Do I bring my bishop in?
Do I pull my gold back? Do I push my gold forward, towards them? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do I just drop another rook? I think I like my move. I think I like this. It opens it up. Obviously, I was seeing that knight, so I definitely got crazy. I got nuts with the knight, which is unfortunate. What's the idea here? I just bring it over? I'm losing. Wow. 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 Just throwing the pieces up the board, just willy-nilly, just throwing pieces up the board is so strong. Meanwhile, I've got like a pin, or had a pin. I don't understand, Shogi. I don't understand it. Yeah, now it's over. Now it's over. What is the channel? I'll open this on the side. Oh, sure. This is I've recommended this channel for a long time. Foradun is also a fan, if I'm not mistaken. These are great games. Great games, great aesthetic, great sound. This is the Utsunomiya Shogi Club channel. And highly recommended. I'll bring this into YouTube for anyone who isn't able to click on that. I've shared this before a bunch of times. It's fantastic. If you like watching live games, and I do, it's phenomenal. The sound is great. It's got the DIT 40, the Citizen Meijin-sen, the legendary Citizen Meijin-sen DIT 40 shogi clock. As far as I'm concerned, the best shogi clock that has ever existed. The best version of the Meijin-sen, the best that we have, I think. I've got two of them myself, and I really love them. As weird as they are, as quirky as they are, as weird as they are, and as much as they don't pad I would like a quarter of a second, maybe even less, just a quarter of a second extra padding at the end, because if people flag on them more often, I would say, than others. But it is fantastic. These guys don't play with the count up. So if you play with the beeps, it's not a problem. It's just a great beep. But the count up, the Hachi Q dead, is tough. The reason that I play with the count up, or set it usually for the count up, is that when we're playing in public, it's a little less annoying to people who are not shogi players, I imagine, to hear the, ichi, ni, san, to hear the voice versus beep, 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 beep. That is rough in a coffee shop setting. We've done it, for years. We did it, but the count up is, I think, a little more friendly to everyone else. It's just speaking, and I think people would not. You just hear speaking. I think people will just ignore it. The ich ni san. But when you hear the beeping, it's a little louder. But like the Nekomato clock, it only is beep. But this clock, you can do beep, or you can do voice in English, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and I think that's it. And we just use the Japanese, but it's a great clock. It's got that iconic look. It's been in manga. It's been in Hachi One Diver, the live action show. It's been in anime. It's just, you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere on shogi channels and whatnot. It is not the current version of the clock. That's the DIT 50, which is a silver clock. And in many ways, I don't know about many ways, but in some ways, the newer one is better. But the blue is sort of the iconic with the big dial and some quirky setup. The DIT 50 is also quirky. Don't get me wrong; these are very quirky clocks, but it doesn't have that dial, and it's a little less quirky, and its features are a little better. I think it remembers the settings a little better than the DIT 40. But anyway, I'm a clock nerd. I'm a shogi clock nerd, in case that isn't obvious. So what went wrong then? So what went wrong here? I have to believe that I'm great here. I have to believe it. I'm going to use another Kishin.
8七飛車
I'm
成
not.
先手優勢です
God, I know nothing about shogi. I know nothing about shogi. I know nothing about shogi. How is this so good? What is... Because he comes over and then he gets a drop point? How do I make this part of my play? How do I make this part of my play? Because if I take is it that he comes over? But then I get the pawn drop. Hey, I dream of shogi. This king is much safer and material is equal. This king... I'm taking this into lead shogi. I'm gonna keep asking questions until I find the spot where I had the big advantage. Because I have to have had a big advantage. I have to have. I mean, I won. I won, which is the most important thing. But it combos with the pawn push, but the gold is in the way. And I can bully that rook so easily, right? Let's get this in. Are you coming to the Los Angeles tournament I Dream of Shogi? Yep. Oops. I've probably asked you this a bunch of times. Delete this. The last game I against him, the last game I put into here. So we get crazy game. Okay, so I won this game. I won. No, wait. What's going on? What's going on? Did I already import this? How is it in here twice? All right, whatever. All right. Let me make a note. Sente or Gote Sente Gote. Wait. Yeah, he was Sente. Okay. Okay, your wife may be going to a conference in Vegas that week. So maybe a 1% chance. Awesome. So you're saying there's a chance. A shogi conference, I assume, right? That wasn't taking isn't right? I guess I've got to accelerate. I mean, this was part of the problem. I've got to accelerate my ascent into here. And this ended up just too slow. So that was a bad move. Now 7-5 silver. 7-5 silver. I mean, mine was okay, but 7-5 silver. This is a move that I don't see enough. So 7-5 silver. I've seen it before. It didn't even cross my mind though this time. Because I wanted to keep this open. But no, there's no need. But also, this is also good. Okay. Is that the peak of my advantage? This just feels... Hey, Tulip. Nice to see you. Is this guy just a god of shogi? 4-5 pawn. It is the number one move. Who is seeing this move? In this position, there's a free gold. There is a free bit a knight. My rook is threatening to come in. His king is not protected. Who sees this move? Now I'm doubting everything. Who sees this move? We know he didn't Kishin. The other guy Kishined. He did not Kishin. But these Tanuki type moves, where do they come from? In a 10-minute game, how many more levels do I have to increase in a 10-minute game to be able to see these kinds of moves that are away from the action? And what even is the threat? What even is the threat of 4-5? Why is this so good? Because it opens this diagonal? Offense is the best defense. We're still on this. We're still on the Madden talk. 4-3 is a weak point in my camp. But why? Why is 4-3 a weak point in my camp right now? Why is that the case? Looking at this position, let's take the arrows off. Why is 4-3 a weak point? Like, it seems like I can totally start defending. It's only protected by the king. That's true. But so what? He pushes the pawn. I take. It opens the square. Like that Aji is worth more than just a free knight and a lance and getting my rook in? I mean, clearly it is because it's the best move, but how does one evaluate that? Like, how many levels do I have to increase to see this? Or to even to not even to see it, but to believe in it, even when the engine and people are telling me it's good. So what do you have to be able to see here? When we look at this position, we see their king is safer, maybe? I'm going to be up material. I'm going to be up a knight. I'm going to be able to get my rook in. Maybe too slowly. I don't want to push this to get a pawn drop because this pawn will become a thing. What a position. What a position. It just seems like my opponent here can just ignores everything I'm doing on almost pure speculation. And what would make someone even speculate like this? How do I start doing this? Like these kind of moves, when I was at the US Shogi Championship, speaking of tournaments, the 2025 one, I saw these kinds of moves a lot. And coming out of it, it was like, how do I see these moves? And that was like almost 6 months ago. And I was saying even then, how do I see these moves? And here I am 6 months later. How do I see these moves? How do my opponents see these moves? And how do I not see them? Especially, like, how do you see these moves in a 10-minute game where there's just all this pressure bearing in? Just calmly push a pawn in the middle of the board? How do you see it? Man. All right, so that happens. I take, which is wrong. It should have been 7-5. But it's still all right. I could have just come to 8-4. But this is fine too. It likes 7-5. Okay. Doesn't hate it. It's given some equity up. This was the losing move. This was the losing move. Rook takes is better. This gave it back. This gave it back. And my move was best. He came over. This is an even game. Even game. We're not quite in a Shogi war, like a sprint, but we're getting close. The rook is sad. My rook is sabakied. It should go to 8-7. Yeah. The rook should have gone to 8-7. Well, yeah. Here is 8-7. Yeah. We had this up. We had this up a little earlier in Shogi Wars. But it's still an advantage for the opponent. Still an advantage for the opponent. And this was okay. All right, this was okay. And that was right. Four seven goal. Okay, bringing. Interesting. 9-9 token. Okay, taking the lance. This is one of those positions where should I just take the lance? This is fine too. This is fine too. They're all just about equal. It's minus 0.4. I took. Okay, this was a consideration. I should have done it. I should have done it. I couldn't risk taking. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist taking the rook. I'm too weak. I'm too weak. There's no reason to take it because it's a hostage. There's no reason other than the fact that I'm feeling this utter time pressure. You're getting more ammo in, I think, would have been good. But either way, it's still equal. This is preferred. Yeah, I could see that. I could see this. I can see this. The problem was the blunder that blundered the knight. The problem was I thought that the gold was pinned, and it is, but I thought I had this knight drop. I missed the sniper. I missed the sniper horse. Yeah, and then the game's over here. And now the game's over. There's just nothing. Yeah. And now I begin my mate. And now I begin, and he disconnects. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Some of these games today, boy. Yeah, I need to reassess. I think I need to slow down. Maybe play some more Shogi Club 24. Maybe play some more 81 Dojo. Maybe play a little less 3 minutes. Because I've been playing a lot of 3 minute lately. And I thought it was helping. And maybe it was. But I think I'm also getting a little frantic. Because I'm just feeling this time pressure. Even in byoyomi games. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to Shogi Wars. Let's go back to Shogi Wars. And let's see. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay. So I got my season pass. All right. I've got enough to get the avatar. So we did it. We did it. We have enough to get the avatar. That's what I wanted. I will not equip it. Satomi's sister. Okay. And now I have 200, so I can get one of these. And I can get one of these. So now it's just a matter of maxing our spend. And I will cap out at being able to get 2 more Kishin analysis tickets. And that's all I can spend. So that's good. That's good. That's a success. That's a success. Hey, Jack-o'-lantern, great to see you. It doesn't feel like Shogi to you? Really? When I'm playing on mobile and I feel like I'm playing well, it definitely feels like Shogi as long as my opponent is also trying to play Shogi. But that requires 2 people. You know, it requires my opponent to also be playing Shogi instead of to be playing the flagging game. Or, you know, the delay game, which we sometimes get, where it becomes clear that my opponent is just shuffling pieces in their back ranks, letting me waste my. Oh, thank you. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. You know, this bug, I would pay to have this fixed. I would pay Streamlabs or Stream Elements. I don't even remember who does this. I would pay to have this bug fixed. Where the YouTube comments don't stop, just stop, periodically stop. Or they stop getting relayed. So anyway, back to the discussion. If my opponent is playing 3 minute or is playing Shogi, I am rarely not playing Shogi in 3 minute games because trying to play to delay is just, I just don't care. Like, especially on 3 minute, I never care about the ranking enough to want to do that. But I'm not mad about it because that is the game. If people want to do that, that is their prerogative. It is their, it's their game. It's a 2-player game. If they want to do that, they do that. But I guess my only point is that Shogi 3 minute can definitely feels like real Shogi to me more often than not. Sometimes more than 10 minute, because 10 minute also seems to be subject to the same thing, but maybe not at a certain extent. Maybe it's because the 10 minute dirty flags hurt more. Because I've invested so much thought and time into the game so much. I'll have invested 3 times the amount of time, more than 3 times the amount of time in a 10 minute game than a 3 minute game. And just to have it lost because my opponent had 5 seconds left on the clock and I had 0 when I had a better position, like that bothers me more. But either way, I have to somehow get out of this frantic feeling because it's now like you weren't here earlier, Jack-o'-lantern. It's infected my over the board play, where even with byoyomi, I am playing in byoyomi where I'm playing rushed and panicked, and I'm not finding good candidate moves quickly, and I'm either flagging or I am throwing down a terrible move just so that I don't flag. And I'm wondering if it's because I've been playing so much 3-minute, and to a lesser extent 10-minute. But, I've been playing more on Shogi Wars. I usually do. I play a lot on Shogi Wars. I love Shogi Wars. But maybe... what's funny, though, is that I also play a lot of 10-second games. So shouldn't 10-second games help me to find candidate moves faster for 40-second byoyomi? Like we played, yesterday at the club was what we usually play. 10-minute main time with 40-second byoyomi. I had a great position, not winning, but great position. Out of the main time. And then once byoyomi hit, I almost instantly crumbled. And then in the next game, once I got into byoyomi, I flagged. I took 40 seconds and I made a terrible move. I made a terrible couple moves. And I just, I insisted that I makemashita for the time, because I think I actually flagged in the first game too. I don't remember, but I think I flagged in the first game, and we just kept playing, even though the move was terrible. And then the second game, I think I flagged. Are YouTube comments coming up on stream? Yes, they are. Or did I miss that? Or did you already say that? Oh, no, that's an older comment in Twitch. Yes, sorry. Jack Lantern, you say, so if you think about using your opponent's time to think as well, that's nearly a minute. Yeah, I know. So I have plenty of time. So I had 80 seconds. I have my opponent is thinking 30-ish seconds. They're thinking 30 seconds. I have my 40 seconds. So it's over a minute of playing, of thinking, and I still am flagging. I still am not coming up with a good candidate move. I think this is more than flagging is the problem. This idea of not coming up with a fallback. Like, I have to be able to have a fallback move. I can't spend 80 seconds on one variation and then I hear, each knee, and all of a sudden I've got to make a move. Or otherwise I flag. So I make this one move that I considered for all that time, and it's a terrible move. And I knew it was terrible, but I had no other alternative. But you're right. It is totally different. I have to move in 10 seconds. Versus, okay, let me calculate. Yeah, because there is very little calculation in the 10 second. There is find a move. So in the 10 seconds, that thought process that I need to have in 40 seconds is kind of there, almost by necessity. It's, do I have I need a move. And I find one in a second or two. It's like, okay, I've got that move. Now let me calculate for 5 seconds. And once those 5 seconds are over, if I'm not pleased with that calculation, I just use that first move. Tsume Shogi speedruns helped you with that. So I have not gone back to Shogi Quest on those 30-second mates, the mate challenge. I have not done that in probably, I don't know, let's just say 6 months, many months. I used to be doing, I was doing 100 a day of those. Play Shogi. Yeah, Play Shogi is not mobile, and everyone knows I've got my quirks. Play Shogi is just, it's not a usable enough interface for me to use it. And so I don't do those anymore. I used to do those mate in threes. I would do those speed runs. Oh, so that is what you're talking about. I used to do the speed runs of the mate in ones, the mate in threes. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely used to do that. But like, when I'm doing my tsume now, I want to be in a book or in a mobile. Tsumemi, it's not mobile friendly either. I don't even know what that is. I've also been doing these older Nintendo Game Boy apps that have tsume in there, and they're good. They're interesting tsume problems. But anyway, the tsume that I've been doing more than any of these days has been Pyo Shogi. And then the books. Because like I said, like 6 months or so ago, or 4 months or whatever it was, I was really, 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 really down on my shogi. I think this was when I was stuck at 1Q, struggling mightily. And, or no, maybe it was when I was trying to rank up to 1Q. And I was struggling. Yes, it was when I was trying to rank up to 1Q in 10 minutes. So it was probably about 7 months ago. And I just kept losing and failing and failing and failing. I stopped. So I stopped doing tsume. I stopped doing study and just thought, let me just bring the fun back. I started playing again. And eventually I got out of that rut. But I haven't come back to those mate challenges since then. So you'll do the same set of problems every day until you can nail them all in under 10 minutes. Yeah, and I know some chess people recommend that kind of thing. Not that that's woodpecker, but that style of thing. And I have done that on Play Shogi in the past. Like I said, with the mate in ones and the mate in threes. Does it really work though? So that's the thing. Does that really work? So no one knows, but like, what are you training there? You're training your memory. You're training pattern recognition. Does that pattern recognition work beyond? Like, will mastering that pattern extend to a real game, or is it extending to being faster at the speed run? I know that there are multiple schools of thought on that in the chess world, because I've heard enough discussions about this. I tend to think that it will help. I have to believe it. I have to believe it. And maybe I should do it. Because I do believe in it. I think I'm with you in that I believe in its value, and I do believe that it will just ingrain those patterns, and maybe those patterns will show up, like the pattern match for a different position will hit. So I do want to believe that. Not only do I want to believe it, I think I do believe it. But now it's a way of finding a way for me to do it in an app or in a book. And I think I can grind an app faster than I can grind the books. Because I think with a book, I feel more satisfaction of having like completed a task. Like if I turn 50 pages of a book, I feel like I've done a lot, versus if I did 50 problems in an app, I don't feel like I've done a lot. So I think I get satisfied with myself working out of a book more quickly than I get satisfied with myself for doing an app. Which means I should probably be doing an app, but we don't have any great apps for it. Something that surprised you is about how slow you actually were at finding a mate in 1 or mate in 3. Yeah, I mean, on stream here, I don't want to put too much of importance in how I play on stream, because jokes aside and excuses aside, like not to use any excuses, I would say that I am noticeably worse when I am playing on stream. My brain, my thought process is noticeably impacted by speaking and whatever it is that goes into streaming. I'm missing a lot. I'm missing stuff that I would never or rarely miss over the board. I miss pretty regularly on stream. I miss mate in ones. I miss mate in threes. And you know, when I'm watching, for example, my streams, or I'm watching someone else's streams, I see these things instantly. But when it's my game and I'm streaming and I'm talking, I think that language component of talking, I think I've used this analogy in the past. Like, my language skills are operating in software rather than hardware. So it just causes my CPU to spin at like 100%. So there's very little left to do tsume. But getting those pattern matches in there, maybe that's like burning the ROM. It's burning that firmware. And I have to start doing more of it. So I guess in preparation for next month's tournament, I'm going to start playing more byoyomi on stream. I'll start playing some more byoyomi, and I'm going to start doing more of these mates, more of these shorter mates. Yeah, it's like a pianist practicing scales. Yeah, I think so. I agree. You know, I agree, and I want to believe it because it's what I'm going to do to try to improve. But you know, who knows? You know, everyone is different, or you know, maybe there's no hope for me. But something you know, after the 2 games I played yesterday at the club, it's like in my brain I'm thinking something horribly wrong has just happened. Something horribly wrong has happened because the way I lost those games is unlike the way I've lost or played games over the board for a long time. Like, I lost those games as if I was streaming yesterday, which has never happened before. And so that has to end. But I did get my season pass avatar, which means I don't have to blast through a bunch of these games, which is fine. What's my Oh, the Gaijin Dan tournament ended. Okay, so how did we finish? How did we finish? How did we finish? We finished 11th place. Or not 11th place, 128th place. Awesome. I contributed here. I think I did 1.5 Dan to this. Let's see. So this is the OE. This is the OE. Let's see our players. So this is our best ever. No. We got 96th place in the Gyoku show. So 128th place, not bad. Let's see the members list. Let's see how much. I think we should be able to see how much we oops. Yeah, so Koshiro. Oh, we can't see it. We can't see it. Past results list. Oh, it's possible Koshiro didn't even play. Wait, was it the Oza? It was not the Oza. It was the, oops. It was the, what was it? Oh, the OE. The OE. Okay. All right. Well, it's hard to show this. Wait, no. How could we have? Oh, here it is. Here it is. He got 6 Dan. 5.96 Dan. No, that's not it. All right, well, whatever. They have the single player OE and the Gaijin Dan OE. All right, they make it very difficult to see here. They've made it very difficult for us to see who did what in hindsight. Wow, the number 1 team got 50 Dan. So that means, wow. So, I mean, maybe that's a Kishindan. But each of them, on average, played over 10 Dan because you only get five players to count towards results. So all 5 players, like, so they averaged over 10 Dan. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? I guess it's a peak. It's a peak of, what is this? What is this name? This is Shogi. Yeah, I tried to translate. This is, oops, not look up. This is Shogi no God of Chess. God of Chess. Shogi, okay. Game gods. Okay, it's okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Mani. Oh, it says here. Mani. Mane. I love that Billy Idol song. Shogi no Mani. Yeah, here she comes now singing Shogi Mane. All right. Anyway. It's Kishin no Mani. Oh, it's not Shogi no Mani. Oh, that's not that's Kami Kishin. That's not Shogi. It looked, my pattern match looked like just barely looked at that, and I thought it was Shogi. Ah. Oh, it is the gi from Shogi and God. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, that explains how they averaged over 10 Dan per player. That's, you gotta give them credit for the hustle. You've got to give them credit for the hustle. What did they earn? What did they earn with this? What did they earn? What is the Jan Levinson with her baby Astrid in The Office? She sings that song like, what have I learned? All right. So what did they get? What did they get in this event? Let's go back to our Kishidan. So, we did great. Okay, so the OE, here it is. They get the special prize, the special. They get the special avatar. I mean, the 11th Heavenly Emperor Championship. They get 10 Kishin. I mean, clearly they don't need Kishin. That's the funny thing about these events. The ones, they're only won by Kishin users, and they give like 10 Kishin as like a prize. It's like they probably used 1,000 Kishin. Hundreds of Kishin among the 5 of them. And they get 20 Kishin analysis tickets. Fair enough. What did we get? We got 1 Kishin and we got 2 Kishin analysis tickets. I'll take it. I used those 2 tickets today already. How many Kishin do I have? 283. Yeah. Okay. I had 281 the other day. I just got 1 from the season pass, and I just got 1 from that tournament. Okay. Man. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. All right, today's day of the 2 and 2 in their settings here. Lost a little rating. Could have been worse. It could have been much worse. I wonder, Jack-o'-lantern, you say they earn credit card debt. I wonder how much they actually spent. I wonder how much they actually spent on this. I'm going to keep an eye out on them. I want to see if they do it every month. Because, the rewards are just not that good. Right? They don't even get a nice avatar. They get their Kishidan gets a little, a nice little prize. Yeah, maybe they just get, maybe they're, well, the thing is, you would think that if they have some kind of sponsorship or if they're like employees, you would think that heroes wouldn't want people to use it like that because they're ruining the competition. Like if they're getting sponsored, they're kind of ruining the competition. Yeah. Ooh, I see that NinWorld retracted a message. I wish I could see it. I wish I can go back in history. Like Cher. If I could turn back time. If I could turn back time like Cher, I would see what NinWorld said. Well, either way, I had a good tournament. I had about as good a tournament as I have ever had in that Gaijin Dan. Because I got up past 1.5 Dan. For me, Jack-o'-lantern, that was like yesterday. Once you get old enough, every reference feels like it's a new reference. But every reference you make is an old reference. Oh, on yesterday at the club, someone said there was a lady that was just not a shogi player, just at the coffee shop, and she said like, "What are these?" And I said, just sort of a little bit under my breath, I was like, "What are those?" And my opponent, I think my opponent just said, "Old meme," and that's the best way to handle me. That really is the best way to handle me when I'm on my nonsense. when I'm trying to be funny, just put me in my place. Yeah, I don't understand it either, NinWorld. Why some people would buy over 100 Kishin. They must have spent well over 100 Kishin, I would say, to get that high up in the ranks. Maybe not, but I would think so. Because they don't even get a good prize for it. Like, if they're getting a great avatar, that's one thing. Like, if you're getting a great avatar, I understand. I've used Kishin because I wanted to get an avatar. Obviously, just like 2 or 3 Kishin, but to get that 5th win in a win streak or whatever. And I think that's fair. To me, it's fair game. But like, why you would, in a tournament that really doesn't give you any prizes, why you would do that, I just don't quite get it. Because that is a lot of money. Unless they're just rich. Unless it's 5 investment bankers over in Japan who just want to, have some fun for the memes. But it's clearly winning by Kishin doesn't feel like a real win. Obviously. Jack-o'-lantern, I do my best. That's that's a side effect of being a viewer on this channel. You will probably feel young, if only because I am so obviously old. Oh, that was the message you had retracted. You pressed accidentally enter before done typing. I do that a lot, especially if I want to add spacing between. If I want to add like paragraphs, if I want to add a sentence and then a space and then a new line and then a sentence, you never know in every browser or in every app or in every site. Is it going to be like command enter? Is it going to be shift enter? Is it just going to be enter? Will command enter or shift enter actually send the message immediately, or will it just embed the line? It's the chaos. And so sometimes I'll just copy the text out, put it in a text editor, make my comment, copy it, and then paste it into the edit box. And that usually is safe. Oh, you think it's a VTuber group? Hold on. It's a VTuber group? How do we, yeah, let's look back. So maybe they're trying to, build interest in their, past tournament results. Let's see what this says. Actually, I'll just translate the whole page. Celebrating our first victory. Highest rank, 50.84 to first place. Premium members and high rank priority. Members, please play against other members in a draw. If the rank is not confirmed, the next term will be a change. Oh. Interesting. I assume that's basically translating to say, like, if you don't do well, make way for someone else. But the problem is, as the Kishidan owner, you cannot kick people out. I ran into that problem where Ornolf was wanting to join, and we had two members that weren't playing much. I had to ask them to leave, which is kind of unfortunate. I had, what if they would have been on vacation? What if they would have died? Who knows? Like, that person, if someone dies, they live on in your Kishidan forever. I mean, that's sort of nice metaphysically. Like, that's sort of a nice thought that if someone dies, they will live on in a Kishidan forever. But it's sort of unfortunate if you're trying to win some of these events and get some prizes. But I had, as far as I could tell, I had no ability to kick someone out as the owner of the Kishidan. Yeah. Anyway. Enough blabbing. I think that's going to be it for me. We're at like close to 4 hours. My voice is raw. I should not have gone 2.5 hours without drinking earlier today, or 2.5 hours. I should not have done that. I knew I should have gotten water. The conversation was so great that I didn't want to disrupt it by going to get water, but I should have done it. I've got to do better. Thank you for it, dude. Thank you. I will see everybody tomorrow. I think tomorrow, wherever it is, it's going to be byoyomi games. I've got to get back into a byoyomi set of thinking. I've got to get back into byoyomi thinking. And I've got to be able to grind out a byoyomi position. I've got to be able to grind out a slower position. The first game today was very disappointing because that's a position that I grind out every week at this club at least once or twice, and I couldn't do it on stream. So so we'll see. Thanks everybody. Remember, check out the podcast, and that's it. So thanks. Have a great remainder of the day. I appreciate it. Thank you again, NinWorld, for the generous donation. I'm so bad at expressing this, but how much I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see everybody later. Take care. Enjoy your shogi. Bye.